Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
We're so thrilled to have on an incredible actor, singer, songwriter, and a great guitarist also, Ed Quinn. Ed, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
You know, I got to tell you, it's like, I know from your past EPs over the years and your past music and also the bands that you were in LA years ago, you know, you're a great player and singer, but man, this new song is, it's heavy, you know, Lights Out Love. It's like, I mean, you know, with your 4-piece band and with the video, how did this whole thing come together, Ed?
Well, you know, Eric, I was really blessed. I grew up in the Berkeley Hills, which was just this sort of, you know, every kid, you know, we had our dirt bikes and, you know, our skateboards. Everybody played music and they played it well. And our guitar teacher was Joe Satriani. And I mean, this is the Joe Satriani who taught at Secondhand Guitars on Rose and Grove, which is now Martin Luther King and Grove. I mean, this is back in the day. And all these, you know, it was a really great time in music of like the early 80s when, you know, say what you want about the heavy metal into thrash days, but you had to be able to play. Right. And so it just became a part of my life and something that I did, you know, and so through my entire life, I've always kind of had guitars. And when I first moved to Hollywood, I started, you know, I had a lot of free time. It wasn't working that much. And so I started playing in a band that took off and got signed and then imploded. And then I saved the deal and that imploded. And then I put it away for a while. But, you know, we've come to this moment now where you can make music on your own. The right. Technology is so incredible. Built a music studio and I'm just releasing some of this music I've been working on for 15, 20 years. So thank you for that praise on the song. You know, that song has had years and years of R&D. I mean, it's been worked on. And I think that comes through in the final process.
I really think it does. Because, you know, what I noticed from it, you know, and obviously, you know, I of course noticed your use of Les Paul, your white Les Paul, and also your Explorer on that, and your whole band is rocking. But also, man, I really liked, Ed, the sound that you had with the Hammond B3 underneath.
So my producer and good friend Adam Cameron, that was his idea. I had released I've done that song so that the first Gibson you're talking about is the Buckethead, which is you know, a 27-inch scale, and the Explorer is a 28-inch scale. And what that means for non-musicians is your tuning goes down and gets lower. And so trying to find the right tone of amplifier is really tough. Adam did an amazing, you know, because I didn't want it to be metal. That's just not who I am. Classic rock. Finding the right amps to make those guitars sound classic rock, which I think we did. It's really hard. We nailed that. And it used to have like a harmonica. I just felt it needed something. And what we came up with was, some great keys playing. Adam nailed the keys because he can play anything. And then if you listen really closely, it's a female perspective, and so I wanted her voice. And if you can hear this incredible musician, good friend Adam's Star, we love you. She, you know, so a couple of little just, you know, Easter eggs, ear candy you can hear in there. Great keys, and then if you listen really close, you can hear Star almost mimicking me, not really dueling harmonies or anything like that. Like she's just there as this like presence, so you can feel it.
Well, you know, and your voice and the music and everything sounds so great. I got to ask you though, Ed, how do you have the time? I mean, you know, most people, you know, other than me, you know you as the star for TV and film and everything. You know, you've been, you know, the star of The Oval, you know, with Tyler Perry, and you've got a new movie coming out, Shadow Force 2. Where do you find the time to do the music? Because I know it has to be therapy for you.
It is. And it's also, you know, I do the music because I love it. I mean, I have no, if Eric, if you're the only person that watches the video Lights Out Love on YouTube, that's okay with me because I'm so proud of it. And I have an amazing job, an amazing career. But it's also because I spent so much time, you know, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's like when you work on songs for 10, 15, some of the songs on this record are 25 years old. I used to play them with my old band up in Hollywood. And I don't mean that like, you know, can't write new stuff. I've just played these songs for so long and they've changed so many times. And it's like a lot of scripts. It's the same thing. My father was a writer and he actually said, if you don't write something 100 times, you haven't written it once. You need to constantly be working stuff, listening back. You can't just sort of like, oh, that's good. It happens. I mean, Led Zeppelin can write in, you know, they wrote and recorded songs in 3 weeks that are classic hits that'll last forever. But they were all super pros. Everything, they were all studio musicians. And so when I I look at something like my music, and I mean, it came out great. I'm very, very proud of it. It also 100, or let's say like it's 90% the work and time I put into it, and maybe 10% talent. Maybe, I don't know, but
I disagree. I think you're very talented, especially I love the guitar solo on this too. You know, and listening to it and spending time with the song and the video, it reminded me, Ed, you know, and I know, you know, we're close in age to where it was like a modern interpretation of Golden Earring. I felt like it was like one of those cars like you drop in the car, you know, to listen to while you're driving with the top down, shifting gears. And it's like going, it kind of has a new today Golden Earring kind of rock feel.
oh, well, thank you. So that again, high praise. I always sort of look at it, you know, the song to me is my interpretation of a Judas Priest song. Because all those songs were really fun, but if you really kind of like looked at them, the topics were always kind of dark. And the song is a very dark song, but I wanted it to be big fun and arena rock and you know breakdowns and solos and so you know that's the music that you and I grew up with. That's the music that I love. A lot of people don't play it that much anymore. I think why the song's doing so well and so many people are having such a great reaction to it is one, it makes them nostalgic for the music of their youth, or they think like I'm like, where did you come up with this sound? And then I realized, oh, you're 20 years old. You don't know. Like, I'm just that talented.
Exactly.
I just created this whole genre of music all
music
by myself
mogul
with no inspiration at all.
I love
please
that.
don't listen to any music before 2000.
Well, then I got to ask you, Ed, obviously with this song out, I know it's doing very well, racking up a bunch of views for the video too, which is very film-like, you know, to me, just the way you had it shot and produced and with the band and everything. It's awesome the way you did it. But how are the other singles and then the full album going to roll out this year also, you know, as you're coming out with these?
Well, you know, it's really interesting because, and thank you for the praise on the video. I shot that with an incredible director named Eric Martinez, who has his production company in San Jose, but also does this incredible class with the San Jose State Film School. And last semester, they decided to do a music video. And they were trying to find the right acting. They looked at a bunch. And through my manager, Larry Shapiro, they chose us. And then we created this whole production. So, I mean, and the best part about that to me is the kids who made this video are the future of film. Because you know, yes, they're working all the cameras, but they were doing everything from, I mean, I flew Brent Fitz in from Vegas. I flew Alex Ponovic in from Vancouver. And these kids are having to pick musicians up, get them to their hotel, do the call sheets. I mean, it is a wildly professional video, and I please you guys check it out if you could, because I'm really proud of it and all the other kids that are on it. But in today's day and age, it's almost better to not release a record. And I was ready to dump the whole thing, and my manager was like, "No, you do a song, you promote it, you let people find it, then you do another one. The people who found the first one will check out the second one." I did a couple of small videos for Freak Show Cold and Routine, literally me and Chris Probst, or me and Steve Lyon, shooting a video, putting together for a song. Lights Out Love, much bigger production, much more ambitious. And I'm going to continue to do that. I've had all these filmmakers reach out to me going, "Hey, Dad, I'd like to shoot a music video. What do you got?" And I'm like, I've got like 8 or 9 songs left on this record. And because I've been doing this for 30 years, another 20 songs that Adam and I need to get back in the studio and start recording. So I think I'll just be kind of like releasing music every month or so and shooting art and shooting videos forever. Why not? It's fun. It's easy. I'm with DistroKid. I can release it worldwide whenever. Sunday was my birthday, and I forgot that I was releasing a new single. I released my favorite AC/DC song, "Whole Lotta Rosie." Completely forgot about it. Didn't promote it once until I woke up and I got this like, "Congratulations, your single just released worldwide." And I went, I still haven't spoken to my manager
about plates. Trying to spin all the plates, Ed.
Oh, he's like, "Stupid. Why are you so stupid?" But it's that kind of thing where you can do it all your own. So and I think also, we're just in this age with streaming. And you and I grew up, we'd wait for the album.
Oh yeah.
We would sit there and listen to the album front to back. We would read the liner notes. That's not I had to let go of all those kind of notions. Today it's like, release it, do a vinyl release for fun if there's people like it, or do a CD release if people still listen to music that way. But for the most part, get it on the streamers, release art with it. I shot all these great photos with Jeff Forney that I kind of like married to each song, or release these videos, and you can do it all yourself and then release them worldwide. So long answer to that question, but there it is.
Very poignant though, because to me, particularly with these songs as you're releasing them out, Ed, I think this is going to be worthy of vinyl. I think that with the nuances like you and I were talking early on, with the voices, with Star, with the keyboard in there, with everything else, it just sounds so full. I think that sonically, a lot of people are going to want it on vinyl, particularly in your spare time, if you have time to play some shows and tour a little bit with this.
Well,
I think people are going to want it, Ed.
Well, thank you very much. And here's the interesting thing, and it was one of the things that really gave me a real sense of pride, is when Adam and I got done with the recording, I was like, all right, we want no sycophants. Let's find someone to mix it who's over here, and someone to master it who's over here. Steve Riefling did an amazing job mixing the whole thing. I really love the choices that he made. And then we got Maor Applebaum to who's one of the biggest mastering guys in rock and in Hollywood and stuff. And it was Maor who said, "Hey, dude, I should do a vinyl pass." And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah. You could use what I'm doing for you, for vinyl. It's fine, but I should do a whole pass just for vinyl in case you want to release it." And I was like, "Is it worth it?" And he goes, "For this record, it is." And there are a couple songs that haven't been released yet that are his favorites. There's a couple of them that are a little more esoteric. And he's like, and that one song, that is a really good song. And I'm like, thanks. And not the singles I released, not the ones I've done. So it was really kind of cool. And I listened to him. So I do have on my computer the vinyl file. So at some point when I can get you're right, I do have too many jobs and too many things. I flew to Atlanta for a day yesterday just for a fitting for the Oval. I fly back on Friday to shoot season 6. I'm going 9 ways from Sunday, but eventually I will. Definitely when all the songs are released, or maybe the first 10, I don't know, I will release it on vinyl.
Well, and plus you got the new movie coming out too.
Yes, yeah, that was that. I think I'll have 2 movies coming out this year.
Because one wasn't enough, and one series is not enough. So 2 movies.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. In all honesty, to be perfectly honest, I've been in this game a long time. Once things are going well, you paddle faster. Once the phone starts ringing, you take every call, because one day the phone's going to stop ringing. It stopped ringing for me many times in my career. So the big one was Shadow Force, a big Joe Carnahan actioner, Kerry Washington, Omar Sy, Mark Strong. It should be it's going to be a big, fun 80s shoot 'em up. I'm really, really excited for that movie to come out. And then I shot a really cool sort of modern high plains, and modern meaning Western, but there's like a modern Western called Man in a Long Black Coat. But it's got this really cool thriller vibe to it. Really incredible cast. So I'm really proud of both those. So I've got both those movies coming out, and I got to go back to my day job and check in with Tyler Perry and do another season of the Oval, which is just Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock. Show's on fire. And I think we have season finale of season 4 coming up this week. So we're way ahead of the game on that one. Couldn't be more grateful. And
Well, you've got so many gifts with everything you do, and such an incredible actor, and obviously also singer, songwriter, and guitarist. I can't help but ask though, is there going to be a signature model guitar coming out from Gibson? Because it kind of seems like you're a Gibson guy. You started out playing Gibson as a kid.
Interesting you should say that, Eric. Yeah, Eric, when I was this goofy little 13-year-old in Berkeley, California in 1982, you know what I did? I mowed lawns for 2 summers. I saved every Christmas check and birthday money from my grandma's. And my parents said they would match. I had a Sears Roebuck Stratocaster. I think the action was about 2.5 inches that I was learning to play on. They said they would match the money for a guitar. My father was a professor. We were a family of 6. We did not have money. I saved $350, and I walked into to Guitar Center San Francisco, and I pulled a Black Beauty off there. I've been playing Gibsons my whole life. I think I have 6 of them right now. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking that Buckethead signature that I play on all those records and all those videos, I mean, they're not making those anymore.
Right.
We do the same thing. Big chamber body, 27-inch scale, tap those coils. Maybe we lose the pinball things because that's kind of a Buckethead thing. Although I do like them on stage playing live. We do the Black Beauty version of that.
You know, I know a couple guys here with the Gibson factory, Ed.
What?
You know, so maybe.
Hey, I'm tagging those guys in so many posts. They probably have a restraining order against me. Why don't they stop? I am Glenn Close. I will not be ignored. So they better open them DMs. They better get back to me, because you don't want to see the Les Paul custom Buckethead being made by Kramer or something.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah. But they own Kramer also. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, I really thought that in the video. I thought, wow, Gibson must be paying Ed to use these. Yeah, until it's like finding out your whole history.
I mean, I doubt this happened, but there was probably, in my mind, there was a boardroom meeting. They're like, hey, man, this guy's playing a lot of Gibsons and he's doing a lot of promotion for us. And they're like, cool, we don't have to pay him. We don't have to give him a pick. I have to send him a free strap. I was doing it all for free. What a sucker. So
I think we can make that connection happen, Ed, with all of the other, projects.
I hope so. I mean, who else? How many other 6'4" gorillas are playing their 28-inch scale Explorer baritone? I mean, I have friends who can't even pick that guitar up. The case, you need like an airplane just to like move the case around. And it's, and there I am. I'm playing that. I have the Les Paul Studio baritone. I have 2. I have the signature and the Studio Buckethead. I mean, I'm a walking advertisement, guys. Please, I will not be ignored.
Now, I want to make sure also, Ed, for our viewers and for Gibson, that all of them can find your music as you're going to be doing more of the releases for the singles and for the videos and eventually for the whole album, and also hopefully doing some shows with this, Ed.
Everything's at edquinn.com. All the links, and then you can look at all the photos and the shows I produced and the all the acting stuff as well. Also, anywhere you stream music or anywhere you watch music, whether it's Spotify, iTunes, Apple, YouTube, please go follow me as an artist. You'll be get identified when things come out. It would be it'd mean a lot to me, and it would really help the algorithms. The more people that go, and anytime you see an artist that you like, click a follow, because the algorithm.
Ed, thanks so much for joining us on the show.
Hey, thank you so much. We'll talk soon, and I'll see you out there very soon too.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of a Bobby Bones Show.